What's good, people? It's Ron Deezy with Ron Deezy Gaming. We're gonna do another movie review. We're gonna do another movie review for Venom. So let's get into it.
Game over, man. Game over.
Before I even talk about the movie, I first want to address something. I first want to say something. People need to get off the hate bandwagon. People need to stop being critics and start trying to enjoy the movie, be a fan. I hate seeing where there's like a good potential movie and people automatically, just from the previews, automatically are hating on it. And then people, you know, by nature, they're like almost like monkey see, monkey do. They'll see one person hate it, and then they'll follow that person. Oh yeah, it looks bad. Like they're saying, before the movie even came out, you know, they do like screenings, and people were like just angry about it because I guess they found out that because Fox was doing it for one, and because it wasn't gonna have no Spider-Man in it, not even mention Spider-Man or anything like that. People were already mad. But let's get into the movie. So after watching, I reviewed my movie review video on Alien, not Alien vs. Predator, but The Predator. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link up here or in the description. And I saw something I could add or change about my movie reviews. So we're gonna do 6 topics on movie reviews from now on. So we're gonna do story, we're gonna do the characters, we're gonna do the action, if it's an action or the drama or whatever. We're gonna do pros and cons of the movies. We're gonna do will I buy it, or will I watch it again, and then we're gonna do the final score. So 6 topics. So first thing we're gonna do is get into the story. Now, I want to address something else. What I've seen online. So, is Venom a bad movie? No. My opinion. Is Venom a great movie? No. Is Venom a good movie? Yes. Is Venom a good superhero movie or a comic book movie? Yes. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that this is like the Fantastic Four, or this is like the reboot of Fantastic Four. This is like Daredevil, that came out with Ben Affleck. I'm gonna say no, it's not compared to any of those, but I see why they compare those, and I'm gonna tell you why. First, but let me talk about the story. So, spoilers right now. So I knew once this, I heard that this wasn't going to have any involvement with Spider-Man, I knew that Fox was going to have a challenge. Because, you know, the origins of Venom is connected to Spider-Man. The whole reason why there is a Venom is because of Spider-Man. So I knew they had a challenge. Second is Fox. So, and to talk about that, the other question was, could Marvel could have done a better job? The answer is most likely they could have. They've been hitting consistently with their Marvel movies. Ever since, like, I think probably in my opinion, their last bad Marvel movie, what people say, was probably Iron Man 3. But ever since every other movie after that, they've been good. But, so back to Fox, they had a challenge on their hands. Now, spoilers right now, so if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want to hear about it, leave right now. So the story, it's good. It could be a lot better. But I understand because they were trying to involve the Spider-Man. So they had, like I said before, they had a challenge. So the story was okay. I would say it's kind of weak. They try to put some like more conscious stuff in it with that Life Corporation company. And it was just like, that wasn't necessary. And yeah, just the story, it could have been a lot better. Now, the characters. I believe every character in that movie did very well. I'm not talking about the actors, I'm talking about the characters. Did very well, except the main character, which is Eddie Brock. And it wasn't Tom Hardy's fault. I think whoever wrote Eddie Brock's character did a poor job. Because if you watch, I grew up on the cartoons. I really didn't read the comics of Venom, but I grew up on the cartoons. Spider-Man, that, you know, the most popular one, the 90s one, right? And if you look at the cartoons, Eddie Brock is kind of like a bully. He's almost like Thomas Flash or Flash, whoever. Flash, Peter Parker's like high school bully. He's almost like him. He's buff, he's a bully, and he's kind of like a dick. In this movie, he's like the total opposite. He's in love with his girlfriend, all goody two shoes and everything, and almost like a wimp. He's almost like the Clark Kent in Marvel. Clark Kent without being Superman. He's like a wimp. And he looks, and then when he loses his job and his girl, he becomes a drunk, which is, I think that's very similar to the comics. But he was never like a dick in the movie. Venom was more of the dick in this movie. But it's just the way Eddie Brock was in this movie was poorly done. So I think the next one's the action. So let's talk about the action. The action in the beginning of the movie, it was like they try to get you, and if it wasn't action, if you don't want to say it was action, then entertainment. So in the beginning of the movie, it was kind of slow, and they try to keep you entertained with little stuff happening, but it was just like, you gave it to me, then you took it away. You gave it to me. It wasn't until Eddie Brock got Venom, the Venom symbiote, where there was action and entertainment for the rest of the movie. That's what I liked. That they did very well. So for the action and entertainment, 2 thumbs up. I like it. The pros and cons of this movie. The pros, I actually like how this superhero movie didn't revolve around a damsel in distress like the typical superhero movie. There's only a few superhero movies where the superhero is not saving the girlfriend, and one of those is Captain America, what I just thought of, and I think like Ant-Man. Everybody else, pretty much Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Doctor Strange a little bit, Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really have a damsel in distress. But this movie didn't really involve like, oh, I have to save my girlfriend, or the villain got my lover. It didn't have that at all. Even though his lover was in there and she did play a little bit of part of it. I just spit. Ooh. She did have some parts in it where she kind of helped out. It wasn't revolved around that. The villain never captured his girlfriend. So I like that a lot. The action was great. I like how the CG was kind of, I think it could have been better. Again, maybe Marvel could have done a better job, but the CG, it could have been better. The Venom character was pretty good. I read like people's reviews, and they said they didn't like the Venom, or the best part was when he said this line. And I was like, no, I thought when Venom was playing Venom, it was pretty cool. So the cons, again, like I said before, the character Eddie Brock was a con of mine. I didn't like his character at all. And then he just didn't seem like a Eddie Brock. It seemed like they tried to make a different version of Eddie Brock, which didn't fit at all to me. So another con, it's not really a con, but it kind of threw me off a little bit. So in the movie, there was 4 symbiote suits, and they were in a spaceship, and one of them got out, which made the spaceship crash in Malaysia. They recovered 3 of them. And one of those 3 was Venom. The one that got out was Riot. And the way I thought, I was under the impression that the one that got out and was like in Malaysia going from host to host was going to be Venom. But it wasn't. I'm going to tell you why I thought that. So they bring the 3 back to America, back to the Life company, and they're experimenting, right? Trying to figure out what makes the symbiote connect to the host and why is these hosts dying. And so the Riot symbiote is in Malaysia and is going from host to host to host and actually makes it back to San Francisco. And eventually connects to the guy, I think his name is Drake. But the Venom, and this is like a con of mine I like, the Venom was actually on this test subject. And Eddie Brock broke into the lab with a lab worker and released the test subject because he knew her. She was like a homeless person that he knew. And the Venom symbiote went off from her to him. And that's how Eddie Brock got the suit. And I didn't like how they did that. I thought it would be the one that was going from host to host, finding his way back to San Francisco. I was just under the impression that was going to happen. So that's what threw me off and what I didn't really like it. So, next one. Will I watch it again in the movies? If I want to go with if somebody will pay for it, I'll go watch it again. Yeah. Well, will I buy it on Blu-ray? Yes, I'm a collector. If I turn the camera, you see all the movies I collect, and I buy them like in steelbooks and like the special edition one or collector's edition one. So yes, I will buy it. Is it worth watching? Yeah. Like I said in the beginning of this, it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's just not a great movie. And what I think too many people, like I said, they read the reviews or they hear somebody else say it's bad and then they judge it off of that. So they go into the theaters already expecting a bad movie instead of going there just with no expectations and enjoying the movie. I think that will work better for people and just be a fan. But I don't think people are doing that. So last thing I want to talk about is the ending. The post credits. So if I heard correctly, I think it's supposed to be a trilogy. It's supposed to be 3 Venom movies. So at the end of this movie, they introduce where we assume is going to be Carnage, because the guy that's in the jail, is a ginger head, just like I think his name is Cassidy Clay or something like that, Cletus or something. I forget his name. It starts with a C, and he has like ginger hair. And Eddie Brock goes sees him and doing like an interview. So we're assuming that guy is going to be Carnage. Now, I'm excited, but then I'm kind of worried at the same time, because I'm thinking like, okay, if he's going to fight, or how they're going to make it to where, if you guys don't know how Carnage is born, Carnage is actually the offspring of a symbiote suit, of Venom's symbiote suit. So, somehow they got to make it to where Venom is going to let out Carnage, and Carnage is going to get to the prisoner, his host. How they're going to do that, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is when they start the second movie, it's going to start off from where the first movie left off, from the post credits. And while Venom is leaving, he drops an offspring. And I read that when the symbiotes have an offspring, they don't care about the offspring, because naturally, or the way the symbiotes work, their offspring naturally becomes stronger than their predecessor. So that's why Venom doesn't really, I guess that's how they're going to do it. I don't know. But what also has me worried is that, okay, we've had a big symbiote CGI fight in this one. I think it's not going to be as entertaining if they're going to do it in the second movie. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. Unless they do something where they involve Spider-Man, or if Venom has if they make it to where Venom has another offspring. But I don't know if they can have multiple offspring. I gotta look that up. So that's why I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of worried now for the second one. How they're gonna do the second one. Now, final review or final score. Now, final score. What will my final score be? So, like I said, It was a good movie, in my opinion. The storyline was kind of weak. The Eddie Brock character was weak, but the entertainment and the action was great. When Venom is Venom, it's beautiful, and then the symbiote fight at the end was done well. So with that being said, and being a fan of the Venom character, and you know he's my favorite character playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I will give this a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, I will definitely buy it when it comes to DVD or Blu-ray. And will I watch it again, go to the theaters again? Maybe, like, my theaters is like cheap on Tuesday nights, so maybe I'll go on a Tuesday night and bring somebody with me, maybe my kid or whatever. But that's my movie review. If you guys seen it, tell me what you guys thought about it. Are you guys excited for the second one? Do you think the second one's gonna be better than the first one? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm doing more videos now. I'm gonna be streaming hopefully Assassin's Creed Odyssey soon. So make sure you guys subscribe to me. I'm Ron DZ and I'm out.